Hit the outro.
What what's up, everybody? We are gonna play some D&D tonight. It's Saturday night, September 7th, 2024, and I'm a player in the Panovo campaign that guy down there, all the way down there, is DMing, Mark McClancy, and I'm just gonna go. Here you go, take it over. See?
Taking over. All right. So we find ourselves in the world of Panovo, having an attack of a shopping bag. Well, maybe not a shopping bag. But anyway, why don't we do player introductions? We'll start with Rag.
Hi, Matekure here, playing Rag, who is a bearkin barbarian who is kind of just come out of puberty, is just kind of getting into his own, wanting to be an adult adventurer, excited to be out exploring the world, but a bit naive of the world and how it all works, and just happy to be with this group of strange adventurers that he's tagging along with.
Excellent. And currently prone and at 0 hit points,
And nearly dead
unconscious, nearly dead,
because he's
overfed,
dumb.
newlywed. Yeah. All right. We'll go next to Mr. Diablo Bob.
Diablo Bob playing just in case for all your just in case needs. He's a artificer and he loves the ninja or teenage mighty ninja turtles. He's an 80s kid basically in heart and soul. And he spent most of his childhood tinkering around with his uncle and doing stuff.
Excellent. All right. And how about Mr. Svenster, 77?
Spencer 77 playing Ilios Melos, a Unicorn wizard.
And then last and least, how about Drake?
What's up? I'm I'm playing a Dudius, who is a cleric of EIEIO, the father of all, the creator. And this guy's very competitive, overconfident, and kind of arrogant. Not unlike his portrait of Zoolander. So, yes.
Magnum, Blue Steel. All right.
I have to watch that
So,
movie, though. I haven't actually seen the whole thing.
oh, it's comedic classic. All right. So we find ourselves out in this blood shrine area, having been attacked by an empty sack. And we're in the middle of combat, and just in case, you are first to go.
So, Dudious holding on to Rag and kind of like trying to bring him up the rock. Justin's gonna run over before Rag's out of his reach,
He's like dangling
and
down
then
below him because he's so heavy.
yeah, I'm just gonna pull a needle out of the healer's kit and just stab him in the leg. And Rag will get 1 hit point
Oh, nice.
He's like,
because he still needs a rest before
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you might want to take prone off of him too. And then I will go ahead and go over and start climbing up the rock because I think that's where Dudius is taking it. I don't know how
yeah, he's
far I
like
can get
trying
up
to
the
get
rock,
to the
but
rock. He's like, these big wings, celestial wings.
All right, the sack. Sack moves up towards the
Oh
Unicorn
no, it's split in half. Run away! Run away!
and tries to attack Helios and hits and does some damage.
Ouch.
And then Ilias has to do like a save thing. Um, hold on, where's that?
Just four of us and that guy. What's up, Bane?
And the Unicorn is grappled and restrained. Rag, I've unproned you.
Like, don't
Oh,
squirm, you'll
thank you.
fall. Actually, you're probably like 3 feet off the ground.
So am I
Uh,
making a save or just have the
No,
effect?
it wasn't a save. Sorry, that was my mistake.
Psych.
automatic grappled and restrained.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rag doesn't know when to quit, so he is
Nope.
gonna rush over there and take a swing with his warhammer.
Rag uses the bag.
Oh, a crit.
Oh, and a
Nice.
crit.
With the
Nice.
shimmy shimmies.
All right. Is this right? You are invisible for 1 round if you wish, even when attacking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Advantage, baby.
Partially resisted. Stupid sack.
It's a,
I can apply that.
Okay.
it's a,
Sounds good.
it's a Publix bag or something out there. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Rag with the bag. All right, Ilios, you find yourselves grappled and restrained, but you can attempt to break out.
Disadvantage and shocking
Shockingly
grab.
grasps. Puts it in a heavy. All right.
So as this thing wraps up around me, I start sort of mumble quickly and whole little spark of electricity crawl all over it.
All right. Dudius is going to get a little elevation going on and drop a cantrip.
Oh, cantrip.
The old sacred flame. See if he can actually
Except
be a cleric. He's like, take this, you foul sack. Oh, finally.
failed.
Have some radiant damage. All 8 points of it.
All of it.
Nice.
All of it. Sound and everything attached. All right. You
And
have
I think
radiated him.
I think he's gonna have to kind of fly that direction, just to
All
stay
right.
aloft.
Scoots over that way. All right. Just in case, you're first to
Yes,
go
I
in this
will.
round.
How tall is this rock?
Let's say that rock is 20 feet at the top center there. So like 1 square northeast of you. Yeah, that's like 20.
Okay, so
All
he's
right.
gonna climb up there so that way he can get a decent shot over Rag's head
Yeah.
and pull out his cross. Headshot.
Half in the bag. That's a hit. A wonk.
Bam,
Damage done.
and that's it for.
All right. The bag tries to attack Ilios again. I need to actually target Ilios. Stand by. Stand by. All right. Tries to bite, which is going to be a swallow if it works. Ooh. Crits. No effect.
Advantage.
And does psychic damage. Oh. And Ilios is down.
Poke him with your horn.
Rag.
All right. Well, I'm going to attack. He's got a lot of hit points.
Ilios makes the death save.
That one
As
worked
he's
in the
inside.
chat.
Yeah. All right, you can pass your turn if there's no other magic. All right, Dudius.
Dudius, he's gonna try to rinse and repeat on this thing. Here, make that. Fail that save. Fail that save. Yes. Here, have some more
Got-
radiant
got
damage.
worse.
Take 8 again. No.
Oh, but some damage done.
And he's gonna like kind of start heading that way, swooping down to like scoop up Ilios. How heavy is Ilios?
I think Ilios is a big dude, yeah?
He's also grappled and restrained.
170 pounds without gear.
Yeah, so I
Half-
mean 16 strength.
Literally half in the bag.
I'm not weak, but
Oh, Ilias? Oh, fails one of the death saves.
Critical failure.
Oh, the crit
just
fail.
under 200 total.
Well, that's no fun. All right, Ilios. All right, Dudius.
Well, I guess I'm gonna like drop down and try to grab his feet, get his head. What's not in? Get out.
All right.
What do I
Give me
got? Athletics,
strength check.
strength check, just straight up.
You're trying to pull him out, right?
Yeah.
Strength on strength. And you are successful when you pull him out.
I'll pull him into my square too.
All right, so he is still unconscious, still prone, but not grappled and restrained.
And I probably had to be like there. And then I'll like kind of go this direction a little bit. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I could probably get to there.
Dragging.
Still like dragging him like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Jingo? Thanks for the 52 months, sir. Like, I've known you a long time, man. Oh, and down arrow. Sorry. I get distracted.
All right, Justin. You're on top of the rock.
Justin, seeing Ilios basically limply being drugged by Doodless, he's going to slide down the rock. Don't know if that takes me the extra 20 feet of movement.
Well,
Maybe.
if you want bonus movement, then you gotta say "Cowabunga, dude!" as you do the slide.
Cowabunga!
Surf down the rock.
Just take out my board with the wheels on it and just skateboard down it. Yeah.
There you go. All right, you're down. I'll let you do. Let's say that uses 15 feet.
And then I'm going to start running towards Ilios. Basically tell Dudius, bring him to me.
All right. The sack. The sack is going to try and target Rag.
Oh man, I just took his lunch.
And
Nice.
fumbles.
Nice.
No effect. All right, the sack is out. Rag.
All right, we'll try this again.
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
Hammer. Partially resisted, but damage done. You can see the rag. The sack is definitely not loving life. But the sack gets to go again, so the sack is loving life. All right, tries to bite you. Misses.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you, bonus stat.
Just in case.
Just in case, gonna run over to Ilios, pull out another needle and try to stick Ilios.
Right.
I have to mark another one because I didn't
Freaking
mark off the
damn
last one.
healer's feet's better than a cleric.
Right,
Kidding.
just
Ilios.
constantly
Can
it's
be.
like one hit point, one hit point, one hit point. Just stay up and keep fighting.
Shake my head
You
and
find
look
yourself
around,
prone.
see what's going on. And I'm just going to blast it from where I am.
We all gotta
Okay.
pose like Sven's frozen camera, like.
Did you want to stand up
I think
first?
it's a slideshow.
That was a hit. Oof, you can tell it's on its last legs, but it's not dead yet.
I'm staying there. Just gonna catch a breath, grab some water.
Hurts my neck.
Studious.
Well, I will quit dragging this conscious uni dude and try to chuck another sacred flame at this thing. Here, hold this sacred flame. Would you just quit being a sack and be a hole in the ground? No.
Saved.
All right, I'm gonna move over here, but I'm gonna gain a little bit of altitude as I'm moving. Right?
Okay.
Like that. Circling around.
Rag.
Rag will try to smash the bag again. Grr.
No.
Almost.
No.
You have disadvantage on one random ability check until the end of the next long rest.
Okay, well,
Let it be charisma.
Yeah, let me roll a d6. Roll a d6. Roll a d6.
Nice.
Charisma
there it
check.
is.
Nice.
Yep. All right, Justin, you're first to go.
I don't think you're
I
gonna
was
try
just
to.
gonna do it on whatever the next ability check was, but that works.
Crossbow.
Dodged.
Damn. Not happy about that.
No. Studious.
Yeah. Here, hold this save. Fail this save. Fail. Oh yeah.
Succeeded. Didn't
No.
listen to you.
Shit.
No damage. No damage.
I didn't apply it to him. I was just seeing what I was rolling.
Okay.
It was in my
Okay.
hand. I had to drop it.
Rolling check. Got it.
All right. I
Okay.
guess I'll just kind of keep moving this direction a little bit.
All right.
Preparing to pull somebody else out of a mouth.
All right. Ilios, you're still prone.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and stand up.
All right. You are
I
not
grab-
prone.
Justin's hand and pull myself up. So leaning on him as I blast this thing again.
A hit. And the sack stops moving.
It
Bam.
had 2 hit points this whole time.
Yeah. That was the
Like
last
3
two.
rounds.
All right. You are out of combat.
Rag just sits down.
Wow, that was fun.
You look like you need a rest, bud.
I'm going to give this place a horrible Yelp review.
Right? Who invited the sack? I want to land next to it and check it out. What is it? I've never seen one of these before.
All right, I can give you some description. Where the heck did that go? Stand by.
You deleted it. Now
Yeah,
you gotta go find
that's-
the encounter and all that crap. I know.
I know. All right.
I'm doing the same. I'm walking over and trying to take notes.
I'm like, I also want to check out this thing that Cowabunga dude's got. I'm like, where did you get that healer's kit? That thing's awesome, man.
Oh, I got it in town, man. I've been tinkering with these things since I was a kid. I mean, explosions happen, and you definitely got to know how to like patch things up. So it's pretty useful.
So at the bottom of the sack, you futz with it, you find 7 gold pieces.
7 gold. All right.
7 golds. I will add that to the party sheet. It's not nothing.
I'll take a glass of that V8. Was that V8
No,
that she
no,
had?
you wouldn't.
No, it
No,
was
you
rotten.
wouldn't. Believe me, it was rotten on top.
It's been in the
That's what
back
she
of
came
the
in to yell at
fridge.
me for. Forgot about it, and it's got a solid layer on the top.
Little fuzzy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that stuff doesn't
All right.
last that long.
alive.
Well, that's why I buy the little cans.
Hey guys, we're all looking pretty beat up. We should try to figure out a place that we can rest for a while, like at least an hour, hopefully, like a decent amount of
Hopefully
time.
more.
Let me search the area real quick and see if there's any place that looks suitable for us.
So I do want to study this thing. Does it look natural?
Kinda
Does it look magical?
Does
Does
The
it?
it?
sack or the
Yes.
shrine?
The
The
sack.
sack is very much a magical creature.
Okay.
We
Uh,
teleported here. How did we get here? I forgot.
yeah,
We
you
went to
were
the
in.
one room,
Crap
solved the
teleported or
puzzle,
something.
Yes.
and then we suddenly got teleported to this area
I just want to know.
where sacks were trying to, like, slam into our faces.
Since we're using Fantasy Grounds Unity, why is the grid all screwed up? Why? Why?
I don't know what I'm doing. Is that a good reason?
Well,
All
if
right.
we're planning on staying here like the night, I could use a ritual to do detect magic and look around to see if this is a magical place.
I'm flying around like maybe like
Open
100
it up.
yards, like 100 yards. I'm not going that far. I'm not. I'm only first level. I'm not that brave.
I'm leaning
There you
against
go.
a rock and taking a nap.
I'd come back and heal you, but it's going to take 24 hours for me to get a spell slot back. So
I hear you. So, are you gonna go up on top of the rock, or are you just kind of using it as
I'm just gonna sit
as
down and use it as a chair back.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I will unlock tokens if you want.
meow, meow, meow. Oh, I'm not that fast.
No.
Hey,
Super
from
slow-mo.
from way up high, this looks like it might be some kind of magical device.
So, on Justin on top of the rock sees off in the northwest direction. You think you see like a castle on a hill very far off in the distance near the lake.
Hey guys, do we want to have fun storming a castle or do we want to camp out?
You think it's more than a day's walk, so you probably want to try and get a rest in
It's
before you head up.
it's definitely a
Did
couple
I
days.
when I circled around
Go
did I
ahead.
see any place that might be more secure than the sack
open.
roaming ground?
It's kind of yeah. I mean, it's kind of a plains area. There's a few, like small copse of trees and things here and there, but it's a pretty open land. You don't see any other major objects, at least in the immediate vicinity.
He comes back and lands and says, "This is as good as any place unless we hump it about way over that way. Day.
I'm good here.
Let's say we start a fire right in this fire pit right here."
Hell yeah.
Does this
Like
look
a good
religious
fire pit.
to the cleric that has religion?
It does.
Does he have
It
any?
does. It looks like a site where rituals may be performed.
It's like it looks like you should supposed to start a fire in there, right? It's got like flames around it.
Yeah, I mean, we could always take the bloody sack thing, throw it in there, and like burn that with the fire. That way, we don't have that smelling up our camps.
Wait a second. Last time I burned a body, it smelled pretty bad. I don't know about a sack body.
Have you smelled yourself?
Hey, I take a bath at least once a week.
In a few
How many
days.
times?
It's been 2 weeks.
Oh, well, that's when we get back to an inn. I've got gold now. It's in the party sheet.
You don't want to put it in the sack? No, just kidding.
Yeah, I think we'll set up camp here. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'll
Sure.
break out my bedroll and do I have a bedroll? Inventory. I do.
All right. So let's say
Justin
it's
will-
getting. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Justin's gonna volunteer for first watch because during the first hour, he can use the ritual alarm to kind of help with our camping in the middle of a plain.
Okay.
Alarm only lasts an hour? I thought it lasted 8.
Alarm is 8 hours.
Oh, I thought you said it for the first hour. I'm like,
No, it takes me what, an hour to set up the ritual.
No, it's 10
it's 10
times what it
minutes.
takes to spend to cast it.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, then first 10 minutes of my watch to
All
set
right.
it.
I guess we can't set the watch order, but so Justin's first. Duty should go fourth.
All right. Justin's 1. Judius is 4th.
Uh huh.
Okay. Ilios, Rag.
Rag
Either
is
way's fine with me.
first.
Sure.
Since that's just the way it was up there. That's why I picked it that way.
I set the order.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
9.
All right. So Justin's on first watch.
Who?
All right. So let's see. Let me do some rolls and do some Michigas and just see how things go. And all right.
I guess we all should kind of
Okay.
be. Let's all be around this rock over here. Yeah, 20-foot cube.
While I'm on watch, I'll be on top of the rock.
All right. You make it through a long rest, but during the long rest, both Justin and Dudius have flashbacks to being in the magic chamber and touching the hippogriff statue. Remember, they got the big shutter when they touched that? So it repeated in your dreams a few times, but you were able to sleep through the night. And so I will give the party a long rest. Oops, sorry. I mean, hit the wrong button.
Round 10. Oh. Sack opens his eyes.
Huzzah!
Oh,
Level
yeah,
2?
I got award XPs and all that too. Wait, did I not do that? Stand by.
It did it
It
automatically,
did.
thanks to a little extension called CAE.
Pretty awesome.
Wow. All right. Well, then you may go through the ritual of leveling up if you would like, unless you want to stay level 1. It's your choice.
Nope, doing it.
Yeah, definitely level.
You're ambivalent to leveling.
Because
Level up.
channel divinity, baby. Second level.
And does the healer kit you stay on, or does that come off after a long rest?
Short rests. I think. Hold on, wait.
I think it's a long rest, but I'm not sure.
Long rest. Short or long rest.
Short or
So
long.
even if we take a short rest, I can pop them with the big heal. But at any time, I can give them 1 hit.
Okay. Well, I remove the healer's kit from the effects. You are rested. You are in a blood shrine. You have line of sight to a town off in the distance.
Oh, I gotta put on some coding stuff. Preserve life.
Oh, coding stuff.
My coding stuff got added automatically.
Mine did too. Nice. I don't have to add it. Did it do it right?
One of
Let's
them.
see. 5 times your cleric level. Yes, it did. Nice. So, Dudius got preserve life as an action You do your holy symbol, blah blah blah, and invoke healer energy that restores the number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of you and divide those hit points amongst them.
Wow.
Everybody, all 10 of us get 1 hit point because I'm only second level.
I thought you were just bad at math.
Oh, the feature can restore a creature to no more than half of its hit point maximum. Oh. So if you're not below bloodied, then it doesn't really work on you, I guess. It's one of those healing cannonball or healing grenades. Like everyone's unconscious but the cleric. Yeah.
Triggered action. When the cleric goes unconscious, the cannonball goes off, and everybody gets healed 1 point.
Yeah, basically. It's kind of like mass Goodberry.
Mass Goodberry. All right. Let me know when you're all set from leveling and whatnot.
I am all set.
Yep, I'm cool. Check.
Are we just doing basic hit points?
Yeah. Is there another option?
Yeah, to roll them or any variation thereof rolling.
Oh, you can. I think it just adds the basic ones. If you want to roll your luck, you can roll your luck instead. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, Rob used to always like to roll his hit die to see if he got better, I think, didn't he? Not on my games, because I'm like, none of that shit's happening. You get what you get. That's it. You don't get to roll.
My track record is every time I had the option to roll, I'd roll a 1.
Yeah, that's why I don't even bother. I'd rather have the average than get below it, because that's what I would do.
My tables, I have the player roll, I roll, and whichever one of the two is higher, unless we both roll less than the average. So they'll always get at least the average, and sometimes they can get a little higher.
Yeah, but you're just nice.
There is that.
And Frozen, I like your pose, though. It's like a good pose.
I'm thinking.
Right? Yeah, well, I think we're all done, yeah?
I'm close
Okay.
enough.
Yeah.
I'll just have spells left, and I'll can get those as we go.
I'm ready. I'm
Spells.
just reading.
Do I get more spells?
Yes.
I didn't look.
You're a cleric.
get
You
more
just know all the
spells?
spells.
I
You
know.
just have more.
I didn't look, though.
I should definitely get more spells.
You can prepare more is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second level, I get... No, I don't get... Oh. I get one more first level spell.
You get one more spell slot. So.
Yeah.
Right, but you
Not
can have
nothing.
one more prepared.
Yep.
Every level you level up, you can prepare one more.
I should probably look
There
at
you go.
what spells I have prepared for the day, too. None. I'm not ready. Oh, there we go.
No.
1, 2... Um... Okay, I'm ready.
One, two, three. Ready to play? No.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door. That was the scariest horror show when I was a kid. Was not Jason and not Halloween and all that. It was Freddy Krueger in your dreams.
Yeah.
Dream Freddy.
Justin, that sounds good. Okay. You ready for a road trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope it.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
All right.
Castle?
You put one foot in front of the other and you start walking towards the town. It's kind of like a rolling plain, not very hilly, but kind of like a, like really slow, gradual slopes down towards the lake. So you walk for a few hours, and now you can see the outline of the town on the horizon a little more closely, but it's still a good ways off. You think you probably it's probably 2 days walk from where, or a day and a half. You've already worked half a day. I just keep you on this map for now. And so you break, have a quick lunch, whatever. You keep going, and you get closer to the city, and you're at the point where you're a little tired and want to contemplate doing a rest again.
Um, I think we should go over there by those trees.
What kind of spells does Justin use cast? Are they divine? Are they wizard?
I have their artificer. So if you're looking at rituals, I have alarm, detect, magic, identify, and purify food and drink.
Are artificer close enough to wizard to where I could copy them into my spellbook?
Does a artificer have a spellbook?
I'm a ritual caster, and I have a whole bunch of notes.
So
I think,
I'm asking the DM
uh,
if that's what
yeah.
if
I'm gonna say
there's
no.
okay.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
You can pass tips, but you can't turn it into a spell.
So just the tip.
Just a tip? What? Huh? All right. So you get it's getting towards evening time. You see um maybe a mile down the road you see, or sorry, a mile down the plane that you're on, you see what looks to be maybe the road that you were on before, heading towards Clearwind. If you go that direction, of course. But you're a good distance away and it's getting towards dark now and maybe don't want to continue at night.
We should go over there by the trees.
Okay. So you find another outcropping of trees. They're kind of like, just a few trees here and there. It's mostly grassy, but you think it'll give you some good cover from people looking around.
What's the temperature and stuff like?
It's moderate temperature. So
So
saying during the daytime, it's maybe in the 70s.
have we
At night, it's in
noticed?
the low 60s.
Have we noticed that we're like on a different planet?
No, you are fairly sure it just took you to some other place about where you were. Um, you don't know the land exactly, but the landscape looks quite similar to where you were previously. The stars and the sun and those things look the same as before you went into the tomb.
The
So you don't have that sense of you're somewhere completely different.
So would anybody have any general idea what the name of the town is?
Well, you were on the road to Clearwind, and what you've seen of the town from the distance, it looks like the town of Clearwind, at least the description you heard.
I don't think my character's been to Clearwind, so he's like,
Well, you were traveling with other people on the road, and they kind of told you a little bit about the town. You random chit chats kind of thing before you got sidetracked down into the tomb. So Clearwind is a walled city on the lake. There's a big river that runs through it as well. It has a castle at the center on top of a hill. The castle's away from the water. That's kind of the description you got. And as you look off in the distance, something that could comport to that description.
well,
But now it's starting to get dark.
I will
So you
inform
can't
the
really see that far.
party that after this rest, I will be completely out of rations, so we better get to town tomorrow.
Got it. Need some food. All right.
Can't the bear forage?
Can certainly try.
You want to try and forage before you pack
Yeah.
it in for the night?
I
All right.
I totally come back from helping
Find a
him
little honey.
and say bears do shit in the woods.
Oh,
Wow, what did you find? Like,
found some good mushrooms and some
Hey,
death cat mushrooms.
Picnic
Which one do you want?
basket.
a picnic basket with mushrooms in it.
Hey, boo boo.
So let's say with that fabulous roll, you find enough local ingredients, some mushrooms, some potatoes, maybe some berries, that you can make a meal without dipping into your rations.
Nice.
Give me my
Got a
ration
few
back.
rabbits.
Yeah, maybe got a little rabbit or something. Yeah.
I know.
think you.
Bashed his head in.
I know a good Hassenpfeffer recipe.
Awesome pepper. I don't even know what that is. What is it?
It's a rabbit stew.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
German.
go. So you have a little
It's-
rabbit stew,
It's
whatever.
German.
That's why I don't know it. I don't know German food that well. So, all right. So you have dined. You're ready to tuck it for the night, so to speak. You're gonna keep the same watch order,
I think that's our standard watch order.
standard watch
You
order.
gotta set up alarm, of course, within the first 10 minutes.
Okay. So the
I will-
alarm goes up.
Cast Unseen Servant, and
Whoa.
it will be doing most of my menial tasks.
Oh, look at that. All right.
Yeah, hey,
Little
would you
mending,
mind
little this, little
him
that.
cleaning my boots for me? That would be nice.
All right. So unseen servants doing unseen errands or whatever. So first is Justin.
Does anyone want to give me 25 gold and I'll make you a bottle of holy water?
Don't got 25 gold.
Yeah, that's a bit rich for your blood right now. You got a few gold. Well, you have a couple platinum pieces. Party sheet. But you might lack the supplies. You're out. In the verge.
So yes. Sure thing, he can take care of your boots for you.
All right. So you start your rest. And everything goes well until ... Dudius is awoken during his part of his sleep, gets the equivalent of a short rest, has some really, really vivid nightmares, particularly coming back to the magical chamber with the statues. and cannot fall back asleep. So gets essentially the effect of a short rest, but not a long rest, where the rest of the party gets a long rest. Since you just long rested, it doesn't really matter, but just something's not quite right. You've never really had these types of nightmares before.
Is it some kind of curse or something? Medicine check on myself? Like, I want to turn my head and cough a couple times? I think I have a
Without having
hernia.
this roll, you don't know what happened. But you're the new leader of medicine checks with an 8.
Right? Probably the only one that has a medicine.
Yeah.
Healer feat.
Right? Shut up. 4th level, I'm taking it. We're just gonna run around with a freaking
Just stabbing everybody.
yeah. I'm like,
Lots of needles.
so I talk loud on watch, whoever's on watch with me, since I can't sleep. So
Yeah. All right. So 2 of you are watching. You get through the rest of the night, other than your lack of sleep. Duty is uneventfully, and it's morning.
My boots look really clean, thanks. Wow. But since I couldn't
You're
sleep
quite
last night,
welcome. And
I stitched up your pants where they got torn when that thing ate you.
Justin would notice that it does not take me 10 times the casting time to cast a ritual when I'm using my new spellbook.
Look at you.
Wow.
Speedy gun caster.
Speedy rituals.
Nice. All right. So you resume, I assume, heading towards the road. In about 3 hours, you find yourselves back on a well laid out cobblestone road that's definitely seen a lot of traffic. It's well maintained. It's fairly wide, and as I mentioned, the ground is relatively flat with kind of modest rolling hills, not hilly, but a little contour up and down here and there. And you definitely see the city off in the distance, and you judge that you'll probably reach the city just before, well, the sun is still up, but as it's getting low. And so you keep walking towards town. All right. And you go a few more hours. You see other parties, on the road, wagon trains, and the signs of commerce and whatnot coming towards you. You pass them, you kind of do the wave and all that bit. Do you want to talk to anybody?
We just confirm that we're heading in the right direction. Hey,
Yeah, they say, oh yeah, that's a few hours you'll be in Clearwind. Road's nice. Things have been working well. You do notice there's a lot of halflings in these caravans. They definitely look like merchants. So they have sort of, either horses or oxes drawing, pulling carriages and whatnot. And, there are probably people behind you on the road. You see every once in a while you glimpse, a caravan ahead of you on the road, but you're kind of with your pace, you're not catching up to them. They're not going very fast. So you think you probably got about an hour or two to get to the outer reaches of the city. You start to see, signs of agriculture. So you see farms and, plowed fields and things like that off various sides of the road, and, a little dirt road here or there that goes off to some farmstead.
Well, where were we coming here?
You were
Nowhere else
adventuring.
to go.
You read a
So our
pamphlet.
goal is to check into an inn. That's our goal. All right. Hey, can you tell us if the inn's open? I'm asking people before we get there. Do you know what kind of food they serve there? Do they have a bath?
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
all of you had found this. I'll call it a book, but it's not quite as thick as a book. It's more like a, I don't know, magazine, medieval magazine. And what attracted you all to Clearwind was this description of
Mad
it.
Magazine.
Yeah, Mad Magazine's Mad Libs. And all you have sort of firmly burned in your memory this kind of quote. I'll read it. It's like, "Ah, Panovo, the land of boundless imagination and enchantment. As a young halfling, I roamed its whimsical landscapes from bustling cities teemed with intrigue to the untamed wild realms where magic and danger intertwined. I fondly recall the eccentric wonders like the kraken in the eastern ocean and the giant up in the north who turned snow into the blooming flora. Civilization, though burgeoning, was fraught with peril, with crime syndicates and political scenes lurking in the shadows. Yet the resilient spirit of Panovo's people always shone through, forging ahead despite the odds." And so there's a little bit more that you don't remember as well. And then a little later, there was a section that said, "Welcome to Clearwind, a city where magic, commerce, and adventures intertwine to create an unforgettable experience for all who visit. Nestled in the heart of Panovo, Clearwind is a bustling metropolis that offers a perfect blend of ancient traditions and modern innovations." And those thoughts stuck with you, got you on the road when your wanderlust finally kicked in and you were ready to leave the house and go out and explore the great wide world. And independently, all of you thought that Clearwind was the place to go to start that adventure. Dun, dun, dun.
As long as
So,
there's no man-eating sacks there, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
there you go. So you go down the road a little bit more. You get closer to the town, or the city rather. It's a proper city. And this is kind of what you see off in the distance. So you're kind of town. The town itself has some outer walls. On the top of a hill, you see this castle. That's what draws your eye to it. And then beyond the castle a bit, you see the lake. And so you continue. So you continue towards the town, and now you see the fields. More farms, little farmsteads. It's getting a little more densely populated. And then you start coming across this. You see a few buildings off, not too far in front of you, along the side of the road that looks like they probably cater to travelers and traders. They're outside the city walls, and they see a very large gate, which is open, directing you towards the heart of the city. And you remember your trusty gazetter had a map of the city of Clearwind, which I will share with you now.
Who's got a map?
Your little magazine book had a map in
Oh,
it.
it's a fold-out. Oh, that was a
Yeah,
fold-out. Oh.
the centerfold. And so that is the city of Clearwind.
Oh, we're coming in up here?
You're coming in by number 10, North Commons.
Oh, up here.
Yeah, there. Yes. So you go past these buildings. There's like stables and farriers who take care of horses. You see a couple of caravans mustering. You got the wagons all set up. And so you kind of get the sense this is a major trade route by land, this particular road that you're on.
Excuse me, can you point us to the nearest inn for adventurers?
Oh, the Adventurers Inn. Okay, so you chit chat with some people.
Oh, no, I was talking to a
Um,
horse. No, I'm kidding.
oh, the horse. The horse goes.
That was pretty good.
Nice.
There you go.
Nay.
So, outside of the city, so where you are now is kind of, as I mentioned, it's a place like caters to the travelers, to the caravans, merchants, etc. So there's, like a basic inn, taverns, a few restaurants, and stables and things like that. But everyone tells you, well, if you're not heading out on the road, and then you should really go explore the city itself.
Give us
That's the
a
Ministry of Tourism.
a token for the party on the map.
Oh yeah, I can probably do that. If I remember how to do tokens. Been too long. Standby. In the famous words of other DM, standby.
Standby.
Standby. Tokens. That's what I want. How do you search for a good token?
Assets?
I have sets
Yeah.
of letters, but did I download it and I just type in letters and it pops up all the letters.
All right. Yeah. I got one. All right. I put a P for party on the
P's
top.
on the map.
A
All right.
P?
So you're up here. Yeah. I have you right outside the gate now. How's that?
And and 10 the commons. What is that? Apartment buildings?
So let's see. Northgate Commons. This neighborhood just outside of the gate on the road to Greyhurst, which is another town, is a small yet bustling district that caters primarily to the needs of overland caravans. This area, known for its strategic location, serves as a vital rest stop for travelers and traders journeying through Panovo. The district has various amenities, including rest areas for tents, makeshift shelters, picnic spots, providing haven for weary travelers. The origins of this neighborhood trace back to the establishment as a seasonal rest stop where caravans would pause and refresh and resupply before continuing their arduous journeys. Over time, it evolved into a more permanent fixture, complete with facilities for minor repairs, food supplies, and even some recreational activities to rejuvenate both people and animals. You do notice there's a presence of peculiar stone sculptures, and they vaguely look like the pyrolists that you fought earlier. Adding an element of intrigue and caution. This overall makes it a memorable waypoint for all who pass through.
Fire chicken.
Fire chicken.
Is that like Kenny Rogers or
Nashville hot.
Bojangles?
Popeyes. Always Popeyes.
Yeah, there was when I was stationed in Schweinfurt, Germany, at the other barracks on post they had a Popeyes. It was like the only one in like Europe, I think. People would flock there. And then next door was a Burger King, so it was.
Of course. Fast food city.
We had a McDonald's across the street, but it was a German McDonald's, and the ketchup was like 100%
They have
better.
Hamburg.
They didn't have
100% better ketchup.
They didn't have no quarter pounders though.
Damn metric system.
Yeah.
Royale with cheese. No, from Pulp Fiction.
France.
All right. So you are outside the gate. There is a guard at the gate, but they're letting everybody through. They don't really bother anybody. And there's, people coming and going, hitherto and therefore, and all that kind of stuff.
So Dudius is a member of the what the hell? Where's my notes tabs? Oh,
I don't know.
he is a member of the Adventurers Guild. So he's going to see if there's an
Oh, it's
Adventurers Guild
Rag.
here.
There is.
You have the trophy too?
I got my adventurer's card. It's newly minted.
Oh,
Yeah.
they gave me a thank you for joining trophy. It's right here.
Oh,
All they gave me was a mint.
You got a mint.
Gave me a mint until they said I needed to prove myself.
Okay. All right, so you want to look for the Adventurers Guild. So you ask a few people, like, hey, where's the Adventurers Guild? If I could type, I could figure out the answer. Give me 1 second. Do, 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 do.
hey Bob, does CAE swap out the tokens for like the 2.5D and stuff?
No.
Yeah.
It does
Okay.
not know. I'm working on that, but I'm also kind of waiting to find out what
That's
Fresh Hell 2024 is gonna hit.
So the people you ask don't know exactly where it is, and you kind of get 3 different answers. One says it's in the Greens and Market District. One says it's in Southbridge Ward. The other says it's Riverside Row. Kind of narrowed it down to 3 districts from people who are not adventurers.
Well, let's go to
Greens and
the.
Markets is the first one.
Yeah, let's go there first. Let's go check it out. I say we see if they got any of
I think.
those things on the stick. You remember they used, they cook them over the fire.
Rat?
Okay,
It was rat. I thought
So you
I thought
start
it was chicken.
going through
They
the
told
district
you it
here.
was chicken. Tail gave it away.
It tastes fine to
I'm going
me.
to cast
Little hairy on
You're
the
gonna
tongue.
cast
comprehend languages on myself.
Okay. You have comprehension now. And you get towards the green and market section, and you realize that there is an adventurers guild. And it's that building right there.
I told you that guy was right.
So you go over there, and then you're at the adventurers guild.
That's actually High Hill Heights, so they were all wrong.
Boy. Well, the borders are very clear on the map and not as clear in people's minds of what section of town is what.
It's because they don't have any roads. They just have like open fields here. I don't know.
There's roads.
I
It's
just
like a
the
proper
map doesn't
city.
look like there's a lot of roads inside the city, right? It just kind of
Well, it's just kind of the roads are where they're not buildings, really.
right,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Like it's,
So this building? Oh no, that building.
Building. Yeah, that one.
So I go up to the little is there a window or a door or we check it out?
They have both. They've got windows and doors.
Right, but do you have to like knock on the
There's like a main entrance hall, kind of like an archway, and you can kind of just go inside. It's open.
other than that other place that gave me this trophy? I've never been to one of these, so let's see. I guess you just go inside. Oh, look. They have a hall.
Okay. They have a hall. All right.
I'm glad I had someone clean my boots. They're all covered
okay,
in muck
entry-
again because we've been traveling all day.
what time of day
yeah.
is it?
Say again.
What time of day is it?
It is late afternoon. You know, just let's say it's like 6 p.m. or so, maybe 5, yeah, something like that. So it's you're at the point where you're hungry. You want to find something to eat and then rest. But you do arrive at the Adventurers Guild, and there's a gentleman who comes out. Hi, I'm Gareth Brightblade. I'm the greeter for the Adventurers Guild here in Clearwind. How may I help you? Are you members of the guild?
Well, I am. Here's my trophy.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Me too.
They gave it to
I got
me.
my token.
I'm a special type of cleric, and I'm a celestial, so.
He's a special. flurry.
This is number
Special. You took a small wagon
757.
to school?
No, I got dropped off by my mom.
All right.
Justin
Well,
will just walk up and hand him a mint.
Garrett's like, I don't like mints.
Yeah,
we do
but
have a few rooms
we
here
could
at
tell.
the guild hall. But we're already quite booked out, and the more senior members have taken the rooms. I can recommend a place where we have an affiliation, and you can get a small discount. In High Hill Heights. It is called the Griffin's Roost.
Can we
That's
get
close?
put on the list at least, just in case the senior members die or have to go save some children next door or something?
Sure. I'll take your names. What takes you to Clearwind? What's your adventuring business?
Uh,
The flyer sounded really cool.
yeah, we were just, coming that way. Would you, are you a member of the Bright Blades?
The Bright Blades. Well, I don't know. What did you think my name was?
Didn't you
Since
say it
my
was
name is Garrett Brightblade. It is possible, yes. What would you like to know about the Bright Blades?
Well,
What's
Is
of
that a
concern to you?
family or an adventuring group?
It's more like an order. Not really. It's not in a group per se who goes out on adventures, although we do adventure together. But we sort of help protect the realm of Panovo overall, and our job here in Clearwind is to just help keep things right. Deal with the darker elements, make sure they don't cause problems in the town. So we're sort of like an unofficial augmentation to the watch.
So you kind of get like a bowling shirt, like a uniform.
We have a secret handshake. We have our own cocktails. It's quite an episode here.
Nice.
Is there like a job board somewhere where
Yeah, we're like all looking in past him. Is there? Can we just stay on the couch over there for a little while?
Yeah, so there is like a common area. It's not really a tavern, but you can have an ale or two and swap talk with other people.
As we get our name on the list because we're cheap and don't want to pay for another. The Griffin's Roost. We're gonna have
Griffin's
to
Roost.
probably all get a common room, and like when I went to Spain, they're like, "You're staying in the presidential hotel." We're like, "Yeah, look at this place." We come in, it's like this grand marble hallway and stuff, and there's this nice staircase that goes upstairs and elevators and shit. We go take all our crap over there, and they're like, "No, you're going downstairs." They take us like this dank hallway, and there's one bathroom for 8 people.
nice.
And 4 beds to a room.
You were in the scullery section, yeah.
Yeah. Meals were included though.
Oh, there you go. All right, so you don't find a proper adventurer's missions board, but you chat up a few of the other people, and you think there's a few things going on in town. You hear that in a couple of weeks, the Enchanted Fair, which is held in the fairgrounds to the southeast of town, is coming in like 2 weeks, and so people are starting to arrive for that, and so there's probably some trouble you can get yourselves into there. But nothing specific. Just there's always people looking for particular items or people who need protection because they have valuable wares. You also hear a little bit of chatter amongst the adventurers when you kind of overhear. They're talking about this group called the Shifting Shadows. And you hear a word that perks your interest, which was Burning Skeleton. And so you hear, just people sort of talking amongst themselves about that group. You also hear that there's sort of this cult that's been causing some troubles in the town called the Veiled Web Cult. And nobody really knows what they're doing to, other than they have a connection with some of the darker habits of the Lake Pond League, which is where you are.
What the?
So those are a few rumors that you pick up on of things that are happening.
Well, we're gonna go check out the market before it closes at sunset, right? Did not hear that.
Yeah, so one of the things you learn about the city of Clearwind is that you have the spontaneous market, if you would, which is the area where you are, where the various farmers bring their produce, people shop for their daily needs. But also in the north of town, there's a section called the Grand Bazaar, which is an indoor shopping arcade where there are people who have permanent booths and stalls and whatnot, and all manners of mundane and magical goods can be found there. You didn't read about that in the Gazetter, but it totally sounds like someplace you eventually want to go see. Where you are here in kind of the main plaza of the town here, you've got just directly to the west of you, you have this kind of forest type thing in the city, which is kind of unusual. And then just south of that, there's a few trees and then more of a grassy plain. And it's like, Central Park kind of situation. And then the market where you are, people set up temporary shops and then in the evening they close them up and all go home. But it's also where new wares that, merchants who've come by water, because you are in a very large lake and on a river, have come to set up and sell their, delicacies and exotic goods that have come from other places. You imagine some of them are in shops as well, but these are kind of like the sort of market, the traditional farmer's market meets a flea market type situation. But it's not a permanent setup. And that sort of round circle in the center is a well. So if you want water or whatever, you can go there.
The town well. Isn't that where you get all kinds of gossip about the day, all around the water
Maybe,
cooler?
maybe.
Diseases.
Well,
Jesus,
what's up, bitches?
hazards,
So
all that kind of
Dudius
stuff.
would also be like, I don't know if any of you fellas mind, but I need to go to the temple, if there is one here, to EIEIO.
Yes, the temple, you do inquire as to the temple of Io, and it is actually an unusual setup in that there's two of them. The main temple is in Riverside Row, so kind of just to the south of you, and that's um, kind of let's say it's that gray building at the very southern part of the map. And then
That one?
there's the Traveler's Temple, yes, and there's the Traveler's Temple, which is in Eastport Haven, um, and it's just off the road, but it's outside of the walls, and that one is here. I'll show you where it is. Um, and you kind of get the sense of most of the people you're encountering prefer the other temple. You don't exactly know why, but you just get that vibe.
I mean, you prefer this one in town or the one outside of town? You said
The one outside the walls.
in the
Yeah,
13 area.
yeah. Like this is the main one, but they prefer this one. Like the more common folk, I'd say.
Interesting.
I want to go to the best one, the bigger one, the prettiest one, the most obnoxious one.
That's that one for sure.
Yeah, that's where Dudius would go. He's like, He's above the peasants in his mind. He's like, I am
There you go.
arrogant and stuck up.
When you say you're
Yeah.
arrogant, that's like an
Saying
extra
that
level.
about yourself.
Yeah, I'm the best cleric there is, or
Is there a
soon will
predominant
be.
race in the city?
Say again?
Is there a predominant race in the city?
Yes, it's mostly halflings. Like say 60 to 65%.
So Duty's like, if I hit my head one more time on a door jam.
Yeah, there are. You also see unexpectedly a higher percentage of elves than you might see in other places, and humans and other races of Panovo, Critterkin, and those kind of
Like,
things. But predominantly, it's halflings. They're
What's
certainly the single largest group.
What's the population? 10,000?
That's a good question. I figured it out. Let me go
Are all
look.
the buildings small if they're all half?
That's what I said. I keep hitting my head on a damn door jam.
So
You're gonna have a tough time.
clearly, there are a lot of buildings that are catering specifically to halflings. There's no doubt about that. But the city is quite large, and you see it has not just halfling influence, but it has some touches of elvish influences as well. Let me go back.
Remember back in the
Description.
day when anytime you would read anything about a city, it would always tell you the population of the city. And
Hmm.
Fifth
Yeah.
edition doesn't do that.
So let's see.
Up to the DM.
I'd say it's about 30,000 people.
Wow,
Oh, wow.
it's a big one.
Quite big. The capital, Fairpool, is more than double the size, but this is the second biggest city in the Lake Pond League.
So it takes me an action to cast Comprehend Languages, and it lasts an hour. And I'm going to do that. Pretty much keep it up while I'm walking around in the city. So I can understand what people are saying and read the writing.
Read the writing, walk the walk.
So Dudius wants to just throwing this out there. He wants to go to the church, but he also wants to get a room at some point somewhere. Take off this backpack and massage my feet.
There you go. So, what is your
I probably
budget?
would want to do the inn first,
Yeah. What's the
then
cost
go
of
to
the
the
inn?
temple. We're at the Griffin's Roost. Is that where we're going?
Well, that
Rag's
was what
not
was
picky.
suggested to you.
Well, we get a discount there. I'm all about a discount.
what's the cost?
2 copper
All right.
off of the 10 gold per night.
Exactly. You've caught on. So you
Normally
you,
it's
you
only
ask,
8 gold, but it's 10 gold and you get 2 copper off since you're a member of the Adventures Guild.
you ask for directions, and it's over here where I put the beacon. Kind of this couple of buildings here. So I'll move the party over there if I stop doing the thingamajig.
You gotta be on play.
There you go. So you move over there and you find the Griffin's Roost. And it is a renowned inn and tavern in High Hill Heights. And basically everybody tells you you wouldn't have a complete trip to this city or this district if you didn't go there. It's famous for its warm hospitality, hearty meals, and locally brewed ales. The tavern's interior is adorned with vintage decor, and a roaring fireplace offers a cozy retreat for both locals and visitors. Popular gathering spot where stories are shared, friendships are forged, embodying the communal essence of High Hill Heights. Again, sounds like a guidebook. Whether one is seeking a place to stay or simply looking to enjoy a meal and drink, the Griffin's Roost provides a quintessential High Hill experience. I have a feeling this town is really run by a guidebook company.
Or
Advertisers.
Yeah.
maybe Disney was here for a while.
So, all right. So you arrive at the Griffin's Roost. You go inside. You kind of, let's say there's a front desky kind of thing. There's a tavern off and restaurant off to the side, but you're interested in rooms. You see the proprietor there. Gentlemen, how may I help you?
How much is a room for us? Do you got 4 rooms
Uh,
or common rooms?
we have all kinds of manners of accommodation. We have we have 2 large common rooms. We have individual rooms. We have semi-private rooms. We have uh, very fancy rooms. If you don't mind, what is your budget interest? Um,
Um,
we have-
well, I think we're gonna be here for a little while. So, what do you got as far as a package deal for 4 adventurers who promise not to burn the place down?
oh, that's part of the contract. Excellent to hear you're already on board with that. Um, we've had trouble in the past with fires spontaneously. Well, how long do you think you'll be staying here?
Um, till we get an adventure. So we don't know. But we plan on attending the fair.
Well, the fair's still about 2 weeks out, and the rooms will get way more occupied. Although many people choose to camp at the fairground itself, the town gets quite bustling and full. People are starting to arrive already. So if you want to stay for through the fair, which lasts a week, or just until the fair, and somebody
Three,
else comes
three.
by and he
How
talks to
much?
them briefly and then returns his attention to you.
How much for a common room for 3 weeks?
Common room for 3 weeks for 4 of you. Do you
Uh,
have any horses?
No, but we would like a little kitchen or something if you got it. Little cooking place.
Um, well, I don't have a common room here. We
Fireplace.
do have a guest cottage that we could
Ooh.
use.
Oh, guest cottage. Does it come with any amenity? How much is it? I pull
It,
out a few silver
let me
pieces like I'm poor.
let me let me check the inventory here.
You still
Um,
haven't mentioned you're part of the Adventurers Guild.
you haven't.
You don't ask
He
for a
said
discount
adventurers.
until they tell you the price.
So the cottage is available um, for the next 3.5 weeks, and then we have a reservation in the middle of the fair, but not at the beginning. So you could have it sort of for the first 4 or 5 days of the fair. Um, the fair doesn't have an exact start time, which is why I'm giving you an approximate number of days. And that could be yours for 17 gold. Has a little
I
kitchenette
gotta pull my silver pieces back. 17 gold, guys, for our own little
That's
cottage.
for all 4 of us, or
for all 4 of you, with
it's like
with
4 gold
meals.
each
Yeah,
with meals.
basically.
That
Yeah, you
seems
can
like
have.
a good deal to me. We've got you platinum in the party sheet.
You do.
Oh, well, if it's coming out of the party
Just
loot, then can we get some
one
extra
platinum and 7
towels
gold.
and a bath too? Is there a
He
bath we
really
could
needs a
use?
bath.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a bath. We can
D-
have the servant girls fill it for you.
I
s-
tend to use a lot of water when I bathe,
and they told us
my fur all wet.
that we get a discount at the Adventures Guild because we're members.
Oh, Adventurers Guild members. Okay, that's only 27 gold then. Just kidding. I'll knock it down to say 13 gold. They gave us a lot of good business. Just don't cause any trouble. Here's what I'll do. I'll do 13 gold, but you have to leave a 4 gold deposit, which when you check out and if there's no damage, I'll give back to you.
Oh,
So 17 up front and you get
wait.
4.
We'll just pay the 17. Screw the damn.
Well, the damage
4 gold.
assessment is 20 gold. No, I'm just kidding.
So what you're saying is we can spend 17 gold now and not have to worry about our 4 gold. I got a
Or we can
low
give him
charisma,
17
guys.
gold
So
now and get
Duty
4.
is poor at charisma, so
you're still responsible for damage.
in intelligence,
Justin,
he's
Justin being like a smart one and fairly charismatic is like, Dudius, it's a good deal. Just say yes.
okay. Just take it out of the party sheet.
Yeah,
That was the plan.
1 platinum and 7 gold.
Yep. All right. Done. And you also have those gems, by the way.
Yeah, I have them in my
Yeah.
inventory. We can sell them.
Yeah. All right. So you have got yourselves a guest cottage, which is not really on the map, but it's back in here in this little section. And you can come in
Nice.
and out either through the inn main entrance or through this other side exit to the north. But you now have a place.
Do we want to
Here?
find a
As we
spot
kind of
to sell the
unload.
gems and just convert them into currency?
Yeah, Ray,
Yeah.
how about you and Elias go figure out a way to sell those gems? I'm probably gonna follow Dudius to the temple. I've been having some weird nightmares. I'm gonna see if somebody can like help me try to figure out why I'm having these nightmares.
Speaking of
It's
nightmares, it is
freaking me out.
getting towards the time at which you would want to sleep since you traveled all day. So you can push
Yeah,
on.
no, Duty's just thinking about going to the church in the morning after he
Since
gets a
meals
good
are
bath.
included,
All right.
well, we would have dinner there
Yeah,
at the
so
inn.
you go to the main room of the inn, common table. They bring out the special of the day, the blue plate special, etc. And I think that's a good time for us to take our break,
Etc.
Perfect.
Etc.
etc.
All right, yeah,
etc.
we're
Just
gonna
doing
do
it like Rob.
a 10-minute break. No, that's what I was thinking when I said it.
All right, 10
Etc.
minute break.
All right, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes.
Sounds good. See you in 10.
No, 22. $40. All right, I'm gonna turn the slideshow on too, but we'll be back in 10 minutes. Go get a drink and use the bathroom, but you can come back. And we know Caesar Spencer killed your character. It was sad. button. This button. I didn't finish eating.
I'm eating too. That's just why I have my cameras on.
I don't care. I'm eating. You get the mic and all. Blah, blah.
I mean,
We're back live though, so you can make fun of people in chat. There's like Jingo Bane, Havoc, Martian Cat, and the Pepper Pimp. So,
You guys hear me now?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were you talking
Yep.
before?
I was. It went off in the La La Land on me, but I'm back. Oh, I changed the party token for the fancier one from Matakure.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah,
That's the one I use too.
I like that one.
It just really jumps out on most maps, right?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I have another campaign where the party's in an airship, and I have an airship icon. That was kind of fun.
Cool.
All right. So, you have eaten your meal, you go back to your cottage, and you're going to attempt a long rest. Like how I set that up, put the suspense in there.
I know.
So
See
while
how
we're
it goes.
eating, so are these Adventurers Guild? Are they gonna give you guys any kind of quests? What's the point of being part of Adventurers Guild if it's not gonna give you guys jobs?
Oh,
Oh,
you got to sign up for something.
There's usually something on the board. That's what the recruiter told me.
we arrived kind of late. We're trying to get some rest before we get busy.
yeah, you should probably go back, and maybe there's another section of the guild hall that has the quest board. That's a solid suggestion after you pay your respects at the temple, right?
Totally a good idea that the DM needs to make that shit up because we know when we went there he didn't have it made up yet.
Yeah, there you go. I had parts of it,
He had the idea.
but I had to railroad you into something else first.
No, but Dudius is gonna like try to like do the like warm milk and try to like make himself so he doesn't so he can sleep tonight. He wants to use his advantage, his inspiration on his save tonight so he could get some sleep.
What's an inspired sleep? Got it. All right, so you finish your meal, you head back to your little cottage, as it were. Are you going to set a watch, or are you just going to lock the door and go to sleep?
Hey,
Justin's going to do the normal ritual for alarm for his room.
Okay. Well, it's sort of like it's just one open space. There's 4 beds and a little kitchenette and a bathroom privy, and there's a copper tub as well. So it's kind of a small, open, like single room situation.
it's like
But you're
attached to the
you're
main building.
it's actually out in the courtyard, but yeah, it's not particularly
Oh, so
remarkable.
it's more like a casita. A casadita? What are they called? The Spanish?
A quesadilla?
Yeah.
Quesadilla.
It's a quesadilla? No, it's a wooden cottage, kind of in the courtyard,
Yeah.
kind of like a little small little house, not very big, but it's enough for the 4 of you to be comfortable. It has a little fireplace and things like that. It's nice. You don't feel like you got ripped off. Probably for a few of you, it's probably one of the better places you've ever stayed. The beds are soft. The
Wow.
sheets are nice. Very inviting, comforting.
I will use the unseen servant to straighten up and
Okay.
take care of my gear. Anybody else's gear who asks, I will help them as well.
Dudius definitely asks, and he also takes advantage of this bath.
Does the unseen servant, can it pick ticks off?
Can it? Yes.
Because I'm getting an
That
itch.
reminds me of the bear and the rabbit joke. The bear's talking to the, hey, do you have problems with shit sticking to your fur? And the rabbit says, no. He picks up the rabbit and wipes his ass with him.
All right. There you go. All right. So you
You can
settle in
stretch the
for the
joke out a little
evening,
longer if you want. Yeah, yeah.
and you get about 3 or 4 hours into sleep, and Ilios wakes wide awake after a nightmare. Again, you're back in the room. You feel the shudder of the hippogriff. You see the flashes of lightning. You hear evil cackles in the background, and you can't fall back asleep. But everyone else makes it through the night.
Oh,
So you
dude,
kind of toss and turn and have, like you're in bed, but you're not sleeping kind of situation. And so you get about an hour's worth of
So I'll
sleep.
read.
You read, you study,
do something productive. I read.
Try to
you read.
ignore Rag snoring.
I'm gonna
Do I have
vacuum
exhaustion?
and change the oil in my car. That's what I.
There you go.
Do I gain a level of exhaustion?
You do not. But you definitely did. You slept enough. You're not like wiped out, but you definitely didn't get a sound sleep.
You do notice that Dudius has cucumbers on his eyes now when he's sleeping. You don't know why.
And your lavender botanicals and
Oh, you're
so
mad because I didn't give you this? All right, there you go.
you get to morning, and so both Justin and Ilios have had at least one night of horrible sleep in the last few days. Bragg and Dudius, they sleep like normal. So
Dudius
it's morning.
wakes up, makes breakfast for everybody.
Oh, nice. You find some bread and cheese and eggs and things like that, and you make a little breakfast. Got a little on your little fireplace. There's like a pan that you can use to cook over the fire, like swing out arm with like a cast iron pan kind of situation. And
Make some.
you have all become adept at camping out, so this kind of cooking indoors is not a hardship for you.
Use some purify food and drink and make some French toast. Make the bread
Real fancy.
unstale.
Nice. You gourmet it up.
And then he
And
gets
one
all
of the things people don't know
spiffied
about
up in his vestments and goes to church.
All right, you gonna go by yourself, or the others gonna go with you?
Justin's going with.
Okay, so Justin and Dudius are gonna go. Split the party. Always split the party.
Rag will tag along. He's
Tag along. All right. What about you, Ilios? Are you gonna go?
Is there a temple district where there are multiple temples in one spot, or is this
They're spread
each
out across
individual?
the city. Yeah, they're individual.
So about how long do you think you're going to be?
Usually my meetings take about a half a day. They usually make
Well,
me have to do something like
I'll
scrub
go
the
with them
toilets.
to find out where it is, and then once we get there,
Okay.
we'll arrange a time to meet back up. I'm not going to sit there for half a freaking day.
There you go. All right. So you start heading out. You're going to go down this way. You got some vague directions from the innkeeper. You notice that there's like a very well-used path along the outer wall of the castle, which seems to be like the main way that people go places. And then you get down to this district here. Let me give a quick description of that neighborhood.
Did you always say hi to yourself?
Hi. So you get towards Riverside Row, which is a bustling neighborhood in the heart of Clearwind, known for its rich history and vibrant community of craftsmen and alchemists. You get the sense that this district is really old. In fact, when you start to think about it, it goes back to the earliest days of the founding of Clearwind, even before the castle. And Riverside Row is really a melting pot of creativity and commerce where skills of artisans and the knowledge of alchemists blend seamlessly, produce some of the finest goods in Panovo. So you keep heading down towards the temple, and you get to the temple. That's what you do. You get right there. And you learn along the way, it's called the Celestial Sanctuary of Io.
Once we're in the Riverside Row, I'm going to be watching for any kind of scroll shop or calligraphy shop.
All right, roll a investigation check for me.
Wow.
You don't notice one.
Okay.
You're not even sure there are shops. Acrobatics. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Backflips?
No, Judy's tried to keep his vestments as clean as possible and failed miserably.
Oh, yes. All right, so you arrive towards the Grand Temple, Celestial Sanctuary as it's known. And unlike other temples of Io that you've seen, this one, all the doors are closed. Usually it's an open, welcoming place. This one looks like it's buttoned up tight.
That's kind of odd that the doors are shut. Let me see if my key works. Knock, knock, knock.
All right, so you go up to the main door and knock on the door.
Well, first I just try to open it. Because it's not supposed to be closed.
It opens.
Huh. I just go in like I own the place.
There you go.
Come on in, fellas. Did I mention that we're probably gonna have to get put to work today? Come on in.
You didn't mention
I kind of drag him in and close the door.
All right, do you all go in?
No. So
No.
we will be
Goes in.
here back in 3 hours then?
You're coming here in 3 hours, or we just meet back at the cabin?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh.
If you say half a day, then you'll be here at least 3 hours, correct?
I would imagine so. Sure you don't want to help?
Just
Yes, I have many other things I would rather be learning than washing dishes in some second-rate deity temple.
What do you mean second rate? Hey, don't walk away from me. He's walking down the street. So Duty's what's
Justin will
it?
go in with him.
Yeah, Duty's goes inside. Hello.
Okay, who goes with Dudius?
Rag will go in.
Okay, Rag goes in. Justin, were you in or no? Are you
Yeah.
gonna go with? Okay, so Justin, Rag, and Dudius go in. You see this gentleman, fellow celestial, in fact, kind of
Oh,
walk towards you, almost so gracefully you think he's floating. And he comes up to you and kind of hoofs a little. What takes you to the temple? What takes you to the celestial sanctuary today? And you can kind of, he doesn't say it, but you feel like he wanted to add the word commoners.
right. Well, I'll step in front of the commoners in my vestments of EO and say, I am duteous. You should have expected me.
One of the cloth, I see. I am Seraphon the Exalted.
I'm like trying to get the horse poop off the side of my vestment. There was a
You look a
horse
little
that
shabby there,
the
Dudius.
the horse.
To be in the uh, celestial sanctuary of Io, you seem not to have the proper respect.
My traveling mage had strep throat this morning and couldn't cast predestination on me, so I had to come anyways because we had a meeting.
We have a meeting. Did you make an appointment?
Yes, I
I
did.
don't have any appointments on my calendar.
Well, somebody must have erased it. But since you don't have anything, we might as well get it over with.
I didn't say I don't have any appointments for wayward travelers. I have the work of the divine in front of me that I need to take care of.
Well, maybe you can have someone else have the meeting with me then.
Well, the high priest Magnarian the Grandiose is unavailable as well. There's probably an allocate I can have talk to you.
That's
But what do you need to
perfectly
know?
fine. We just want to have the hospitalities of the great EO Church of Clearwyn. I've heard wonderful things about this place, and I'm here to inspect. I smile.
No one
I want to
inspects the
find out about.
celestial sanctuary.
What's that?
No one inspects the celestial sanctuary of Io.
Well, it's not
You come here to
necessarily
be
in
odd.
Right, exactly. I'm going to inspect being odd.
It's not the word for it. I don't think you
Hmm.
know what these words mean.
This is true. This is true. That's why I'm here.
So you look at his robes more carefully. They're incredibly elaborate and ornate. Um,
Wow, you
and
got like 17 stickers sewed onto yours.
yes, you think they probably cost as much as half this town.
Or badges, right? Like
Yeah.
Boy Scout
Got
badges.
his merit badges?
Yeah.
Yeah. Temple of Io merit badges. And so he kind of waves his hand, and this minimally dressed, meaning plainly dressed rather, Allocate comes up to you. And he says something to him that you can't quite hear. And then he walks up to you, and Seraphim the Exalted float walks away from you. He's dismissed you from his presence, and he's left you in the hands of the most junior person in the church.
That's more than me.
You're a
So,
level 2 adventurer now.
yeah, but I've never been to this church before.
That's correct. How may I help you, sirs?
I am a fellow follower and member of the EO. May the Father of all guide us today in our duties.
Ah,
Please show us around. We would like to go through that
Just-
door. And I point to the biggest door in the place.
Justin will kind of poke his head around and be like, "I want to talk to somebody about these dreams that I'm having because it's hard to sleep and
Yeah.
it makes for like a messy sleeping bag in the morning."
okay.
But,
Well, the doors that you point to are the private apartments of the high priest rather, sorry. High priest Magnarium, the Grandiose. And you notice they're like, these people have lots of extra titles that aren't as common for the members of other temples of Io that you've been to. They have like the priest type titles, but the Grandiose, the Exalted, seems a bit stuck up for what you're used to.
wait, my dad was the greatest poobah of them all. So, what do you mean? This is normal now. Um, yeah, we're gonna try to see if somebody can detect anything wrong with us. We touched the
All right.
door and it had images, and now we can't sleep. And we thought
Uh,
that we could drink of the holy water or
so the
something.
Alicote doesn't even have a name. He hasn't made it that far up the rank to actually get a name yet. Says, "Oh, I will take you to the healers then. Maybe they can diagnose what ails you." So he takes you through a part of the temple, um, and it it's further away from where the high priest's apartments would be. Um, Seraphim is nowhere to be seen. You kind of go around this corner, you go down a hallway, and you go into what looks more like the temples that you're used to in terms of fit and finish and whatnot. The other part was super posh, like way over the top. And you go and knocks on a wooden door. You hear someone say, "Come," and they take you inside, and you're in what you would best describe as like an examination room in kind of like a hospital ward.
We gotta fill out papers.
Yeah,
Please
so
have a
here's your
seat. Fill
insurance
this out.
card. Fill this out. Here's a clipboard. Here's your own quill. You need two
Just try to
copies.
relax.
It's only gonna hurt. It's only gonna pinch a little bit. Yeah. So you get shown to basically a waiting room, and there's like the High Life magazine and all the things you saw when you were a kid at the doctor's office. And a few minutes later, a woman who is well dressed but in working clothes, who's clearly a priestess of Io, comes up to Dudius and says, "How may I help you, sir?" Because you're dressed the part despite your slightly disheveled appearance.
I'm sorry. What was the high priestess name?
High Priest Magnarian the Grandiose.
Yes. Magnaria the Grandiose suggested that we come see you since we told him we were having bad dreams. Something's afflicting myself and a couple of my party members, and he said you'd be more than happy to take a look.
You spoke to the High Priest? I haven't seen him out of his apartments in weeks.
Yeah, those big brown doors that have the gold locks on them, they're heavy when you go through them.
You've been in the apartments? That's practically forbidden these days.
Well,
Those are the two characters you saw, or heard of, rather.
people come and go out of those places all the time, right? But you
They,
just
u-
gotta.
they used to, but they don't now.
Hmm, that's.
Anyway, what seems to ail you?
Well, see, when I
I heard
try to sleep, I have dreams about. And he explains what the dreams are like.
nightmares, huh? Okay. Come this way. Is it just you, or is it all of you here?
I get it
Well,
too.
like
No, Rag's mind is strong. No nightmares.
Rags has a problem with fleas, but my friend
I'm
here
happy to
has the
share.
dreams
We
that
have a
I have
powder
too.
for that.
I get nightmares.
All right.
And we're gonna need a nightmare remover to go to, please, because one of our friends has got him too.
Oh, so Justin and Dudius have the nightmares. Rag does not, but Rag's there just for support and a little
Yeah,
flea powder. Got it. Okay,
moral support.
moral support. So they take you to an examination room. Kind of you sit on a bench. They poke, they prod, they do all the medically things, and then
Just
the
The
this,
probing
try to
deeper.
relax.
this is only gonna hurt a little bit. Then the priestess goes out for a minute, talks to somebody else. Somebody else comes back, and starts, moving the arms around. You can tell, Dudius can tell that they're casting a spell, sort of diagnose your ills. And then you see, when the spell is cast, this other priest, his eyes like pop wide open when he He gets the results of the test if he would, and then shakes his head. He whispers to the priestess who you were talking to before, and you kind of hear, "Oh, that's not good. That's not good." Um, and the two of them have a small little conference, and then they come back to you and said, "Well, I have some news for you. Two of you have been cursed with the curse of the eternal nightmares. We have not seen this in hundreds of years in this land, but it's something that used to happen here in Clearwind years and years ago, in days almost forgotten. It's a very difficult curse to remove. It
So,
affects your ability to sleep."
well, are we checking in or what? You know, the High Priestess was insistent about this being removed. Taken care of, he said.
Well, there are essentially three ways to remove the curse. There's a ritual that can be performed, but it requires the right uh, celestial events and lunar phases to happen, which won't happen for months and months, maybe even a year or so. Um, is potentially a potion that could cure you, but the ingredients are very rare and hard to come by. Um, and then there's also, of course, what our stock and trade at this place is divine intervention. But it's unclear when the Grand Lord Io would intervene in your case. I mean, clearly you'd have to do some type of pilgrimage to a sacred site, or maybe even build your own temple and dedication to show your piousness to Io.
So, is
Is
there
there
a list of these ingredients that we can go find for this potion?
Um, you'd have to go to the Grand Library and research it there. I can potentially think of the name of the potion, but I don't remember the ingredients. It's been so long. Um, so you'd have to research how to make the potion. I just remember. Well, hold on a second. She goes to another room, comes back with like a logbook. Is the best way to describe it. Just a bunch of a sheaf of papers. Um, about 10 minutes later, and thumbs through them. Yes, the last time this was diagnosed here was almost 100 years ago this week.
Uh, where? Here?
Well, we don't. No, we were able to diagnose it in the Temple of Io, but we were unable to cure it ourselves. We did find some of our healing and restorations, when cast, would diminish effects. If you go too long without sleeping, you get exhaustion, and you start to physically deteriorate. And you're not as able to digest food. Um, and so essentially what you learn, so she gives you a little more description of the Curse of Entitled Nightmares. And essentially what happens is you stand a chance every long rest of not sleeping. And if you don't sleep 3 times in a row, you get a level of exhaustion. If you have this curse for more than 7 long rests, it starts to impair your cognitive effects, and you get paranoia, hallucinations, anxiety, and you would lose a point of wisdom or intelligence, which can be cured through lesser restoration, but it never really goes away. And so this is one of these curses that gets worse and worse over time. And other magics don't really cure it, right? Maybe outside of like a wish spell level, super high level magic. But greater restoration, lesser restoration, they can take away a few of the symptoms and a few of the negative effects, but they don't actually remove the curse. And curse removal spells don't work either. So they have a long list of the things that don't work. Um,
Well, they have a long list of things that they know that doesn't work, but um, Dudius is curious and he asks, so, what's the cause of this curse normally? Like some random door or what?
Uh, well, the prior reports, people reported touching an object and having a quick, whole body shudder. Um, they were investigating some tomb, which had been sealed and no one had visited for eons. And when they discovered it, uh, they encountered objects, and one of the objects bared the curse on them. I don't have more details than that.
Well,
He was a
you should
hippogriff.
you should probably get out your notebook and ink and take some notes because the two of us have an interesting story to tell you about exactly that, a tomb and a door to shutter, and it's really fresh in our brains because it just happened to us like 3 days ago.
3 days.
Very disturbing. And so she says, I'll be right back. And she goes and gets another set of sheets of paper and a sort of a writing easel and sits down and says, please tell your tale.
So I guess Dudius will retail his side of things using his wisdom. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so you tell the tale of your adventure, how you fought the skeletons,
Okay. 14ish.
you saw this temple, this altar, you saw the chest. When you opened the chest, you got teleported to this room. The room had the 9 statues, one of which was the hippogriff. The other 8 didn't do anything to you. And so you kind of walk through the whole story of what happened. She takes a lot of notes, asks a couple clarifying questions. He's like, wow, that's quite the adventure. And where was this? And you kind of give a vague description of where it was. Um, and she says, oh, it started with pyralisks. They've been a on and off challenge around here. Thought they haven't seen any in a few years. So maybe they're back. That's kind of disturbing. Um, and she says, well, as I mentioned, I think, there is a potion that can cure the curse of internal nightmares. I don't remember the name of it, but I do know that the Grand Library has some lore and information on this. It very likely has the recipe for the potion in their archives. Again, it hasn't happened here for
Do,
almost 100 years.
do they have an associate at the library that we should speak with?
Um, well, associate's a very strong word. The Grand Librarian and his staff, librarian, uh, and his staff will probably be able to help you if they think you're there to pursue intellectual growth. They're affiliated with the university, but they tend to only really cater to students. It might take a
Ooh.
little convincing for them to help adventurers like yourselves, as
Now you
opposed
guys would
to the more
know.
gifted like.
You would know that Elios is a student, and his whole he has the mana keep student
Ah,
clothes that he wears. Especially when we came into the city, it was all bedecked in these mana keep students attire that he has, and there's a whole he has a little blessing thing that he get a feature that he gets. Well,
nice.
so
All right.
anybody that he
You
His
comes
may
in,
have an
hat
in.
his hat has a tassel on it. We get it. We get it.
yeah, you guys would know this because it's very apparent from him.
Yeah. All right. So you kind of think maybe we have an in.
Yeah.
And so the priestess says, "Look, I will have the main healer come and cast a restoration on you to at least mute the effects that you've already accumulated. But you really need to get this taken care of." it'll just get worse and worse and worse. And so the main healer comes in, casts this restoration on the two of you, and you feel slightly better. And so just mechanically, any accumulated effects have now reset themselves. And then they hand out the donation plate. How
You know, the
temples are
damnedest thing about these investments, they don't have any pockets in them.
Well, your companions are not so vested.
No, I'll put in a brand new shiny gold piece.
All right, 1 gold piece. Oh, thank you, kind sir. We will put this to good work immediately. And so they all depart, and you're on your own. And you've concluded your business at the Temple of Io.
How long were we here? 3 hours.
It was a few hours.
Does Ilios show up?
It was a very thorough exam.
Excuse me. Yes, it was very thorough.
Did they shave your butt?
Only the one time.
Don't have.
Excuse me 1 second.
Only the one.
Man, Alexa's just rambling on over there. Blah 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 blah.
I heard you ask if shaving the butt, and I was like, oh, we could recommend the product.
She probably was talking about some Nair and shit. I don't know. Do they still make Nair?
Imagine they do.
Probably.
I remember somebody got it rubbed on their eyebrows in boot camp.
Oof.
It was rather
So you do
hilarious.
realize you do recall that the Lake Lore University, you heard somebody talking about it, is in the Meadowview Quay or Key section of town across the bridge. So not too far from where you are now.
Well,
I think we should go get Ilias and let him know what's going on, so that way he can go and help research stuff since he's affected.
Okay.
and Dudious also says, and we should also go to the other church of Eos and see if they know anything else, because they might not be so stuck up.
No. All right. So Ilios, did you just come back, or what was your plan after the 3 hours?
So during the 3 hours, I was going to scour this little section here, number 7, for any kind of place that sells scrolls or does transcriptions or calligraphy.
You didn't find one, but you did, when you asked around, you said, oh, well, there's several of those in the Grand Bazaar. There's, scroll makers, booksellers, like all those kind of shops are in the Grand Bazaar. So that's your best bet to find something like that, and that's.
Is that in the Verdant Market or the
Yes.
Verdant Market? Okay.
It is the Grand. So you get directions of where the Grand Bazaar is, and it's up there in the northern part of town. That couple of really large buildings that are interconnected. Yeah, up there. Oh yeah, forgot I can do the freaking
The ping
radar thing.
It needs to be handier, right? Like if I double mouse and hit the center button, it pings or something, But
Yeah.
If you
Control
click the
center mouse.
icon and then click, you can do it. Just one click away.
yeah, but then you got to unclick the icon, and that's where I get lost. The unclicking of said icon, it's the problem. The church can Dudious purchase the healer's kit there, 5 gold.
Not at the church, but you saw a place that had them on your way because you are in like the craftsman section of town.
All right, he's gonna
Right.
strap this pouch to like. Normally he would wear it like on the outside, like a first aid kit. It's like, this is for you, buddy, to use on me.
Got it.
So
All right.
We'll give like a thumbs up.
And
All
again,
right,
I'm
so
going to
you-
maintain comprehend languages, and then I will be back there right at 3 hours.
Okay, so you all regroup outside the temple, where the party icon is now. You kind of catch up on the news. You get the sort of details exchange, so everybody's on the same page as to what's going down. And you want to proceed across the bridge to the other part of town to go to the Lake Laura University Library.
Yeah, I think the library is before the other church too. The other church is down here
It
somewhere,
is.
right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good to me.
All right. So you decide to go along the river. You walk along the river. You get up towards the bridge and show you a picture of the bridge because it's kind of cool. So I like kind of cool. So that's the bridge.
Ooh.
The tall buildings across the way are the Lake Lure University, which are in that
Nice.
section where the 5 is. And so you go across the bridge, you get to the university,
Hey, there we
and
are on the bridge. Look, you can see us right on the bridge.
there you go. So you get to the university, and this is a very elvish part of town. Like the buildings are, different architecture,
I don't know. I
but it's
like.
also an academic location. There's actually right under the 5. There's kind of like a mini grove of trees in the center of the university campus. The whole thing's not the university, but it's a few of these large buildings here. And then there's other, shops, apartments, houses, and things in this section of town. The normal old
There's
stuff.
there's probably some Pi Alpha Gammas,
Yeah, there's exactly
sororities, and
academic orders and whatnot. And so you stroll into the campus. The buildings are kind of, some are open, but they all have roofs, so only that center courtyard is open to the sky. Um, and you quickly find like where the library is. And
yeah,
so
we're
you're
all
gonna
kind
go
of
into that.
following Ilios, I would imagine.
Yeah. And so our Mana Keep student has the studently vibe going on. So you go into the library, and there's like a desk right in the front, like right when you walk in, and there's a couple people there who are probably librarians.
I talk loud. Do they say shh?
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Yeah. Then if they say shh, then they're librarians. Like, yep, they're librarians.
Greetings. I am here with my compatriots, and we are looking for some information. If you could point me to the catalog, I can help myself. Looking.
I'm not sure what libraries you're used to, but we don't have a catalog. We have books and scrolls.
Oh, how
I'm
quaint.
Eldra Bright Scroll. How might I help you?
Ah, Librarian Bright Scroll, I am Ilios Milios at your service. We would look for information regarding whatever the name of the curse is.
Curse of never-ending nightmares or something.
Oh, the Curse of Eternal Nightmares. Oof, I've not heard of that in a long time. May I ask why you're interested in searching for that? And she's, kind of rubbing her chin a little bit, deep in thought about where something might be. Um,
The
Is
and I step forward. The Church of Ilios has sent us over here on a research mission to find the ingredients to create a potion. Apparently, there's
oh,
been
potion.
someone's been infected by this.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Okay, let me think. So she goes back to the desk. She takes out a small piece of paper and a quill and writes down a few places in the library to go search. I think you should go to stacks number 4, row 6. Look for this book on potions. Go here. Look. So she gives you a bunch of places to go look in the library. And she says, and of course, none of the books or tomes or scrolls may be removed from the library, but we could reserve a reading room for you if you would like. There's several available. Everyone's excited about the upcoming fair, and so the students aren't really being studious right now, damn them. And so you kind of go through that. And so you have been assigned a reading room and like 3 or 4 different, let's say 4 different parts of the library to go look for various books and tomes. I assume you're
Do
just
they
going to
have
go
transcription equipment? Like,
So
mean
you
like
see that
paper and ink.
I have a couple different notebooks, and I hold up, I reach out and a quill appears in my hand, and I will make notes, and then on occasion I'll flip the quill around and rub it on what I've written, and it erases it, and I write again.
Wow! Does that thing write upside down too? It's a space pen.
So you do some
Absolutely.
research, you look
Papermate.
through a bunch of the things, and you find a description of a potion, um, and you realize it's a potion plus a ritual. And so there's a description of the ritual, which does require it to be performed at a certain phase of the moon, or if there's a celestial event, which is kind of what you did here from Priestess. And there's 3 ingredients that are key to this um, potion. The first is the essence of Dreamshade Fern, which is a magical plant known for its calming properties and ability to influence dreams. The second is Star Thistle, a rare herb that grows in the wild realms, known for its magical properties and dispelling curses. And Mana Pool water, which is water from a mana pool, go figure, which is imbued with pure magical energy. And so the description of the potion has, what's needed to brew it and all those kind of things. And those are the 3 ingredients that you need. And so I assume like you don't know them because they're unusual. And so then you go back to the librarian and said, hey, where do I find something about these things? And so you do some more research, and you get a sense of where the things can be found. Mana Pool is something that is not uncommon in Panovo, but there aren't any mana pools that are close to Clearwind, so that one's going to be a bit of a trek to go find. And the other 2 ingredients are sort of, one of them grows in the mountains, and you again aren't close to mountains here either. And the other one is actually not that uncommon. So the star thistle is not that unusual in these parts. You find them in sheltered groves. So you'll find a bunch of trees, and then you'll find this star thistle growing on the side of the tree. But for the Dreamshade Fern, are a more tropical region and typically found closer to mountains, and that's quite a distance from where you are here. And the Mana Pool is, of course, in Mana Lake. That's the most famous one, but there are other ones.
Maybe there's an herbalist in town
Or,
that might
there
have
is.
something.
or a
There is a
merchant.
magical fair starting in a week, or 10 days.
Yeah.
That's a long time not getting any sleep, though.
Yeah.
can't we just go to your church and get restorations in the meantime?
I am the greatest cleric there is, but I think my
Gain a level and then
I think I'm
cast it
pushing my
yourself.
luck over there as it is.
Well, there is the other temple.
Because they're soon going to find out that I didn't talk to anybody.
Let's go to the other temple.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Got to pay respects in both of them, right?
So why was the doors all locked over there? I thought your god welcomed everybody.
Except for lowly people,
They were jerks.
apparently.
So, in other words, none of you asked.
Nope.
No.
Why would we ask? That would require thought.
The doors weren't locked, they were just closed. I thought maybe because there was a dead body in the alley and the flies were coming in.
You didn't try the door, just for the record.
I opened the door and walked in.
Not to the apartments.
No,
To the temple.
he's talking
Yeah.
about the front door, the windows
Oh.
and the door.
You don't know, but you kind of get the sense that these other people were like extra stuck up. So the other temple to Io in Clearwind, which is on the side of the river, just outside the gates, is called the Sanctuary of the Celestial Artisan.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy. Yes. So you have your quest link.
Is it a
Right,
bunch of
and that
Is it a bunch of tents? The sanctuary? What?
no, it's this building over here. You want to proceed thusly to there?
Yeah, we want to check it out.
Yes.
All right, so you go through. As you cross the gates, you see this big plaza over here. And you see people starting to set up tents and some, wagons and etc. arriving. And you have a feeling it's going to turn into a big like tent community for the fair, the magic fair. But
Ooh,
meanwhile,
look. Happy Jacks. I wonder if that's a fun amusement park.
so you go over to the Sanctuary of the Celestial Artisan. And this is a much more simple structure, although very, very well made and very pretty. It's not as ornate as the main temple was. But the doors are open, which is what you normally expect of a temple of Io. So there's the big double doors, they're wide open, you see a few people inside. And would you like to enter?
Yeah, Dudius will go in first in his vestments that are probably covered in shit by now.
It's in the middle of the city. What have you been doing?
Well,
There's
there was this
lights
horse,
stepping in.
and there was this chicken, and then the spider web. It's a long story, but I fell in shit, basically. Twice.
You learn that bears don't always shit in the woods.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Not
That's-
just in the woods.
Yeah.
Look, this point to
not
the big
exclusive.
brown streak on his back. They get bear shit snipered.
I was
Bears are snipers.
There's not anyone that
stuffing
casts predestination for free. It's free for them, but they don't know how to cast it for me.
Somebody does have an unseen servant at night, so that's really, you could have taken advantage of that more effectively, perhaps. Just saying.
Yeah, Florence is cleaning my shit tonight, that's for sure.
Okay. So you enter into the temple, and a kind-faced gentleman walks up to you, a halfling, not very tall. He says, "I'm Father Thalar. How may I help you?"
I am Dudius, and this is my friends.
And I'm cursed.
Greetings and salutations, Dudius. You're cursed. What curse afflicts you, sir?
Curse of eternal nightmare.
I've heard of a related curse, but not in some time. That's the curse of the eternal nightmares. That's a very serious one. What makes you think you have it?
Yeah, the church said we had it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
it was-
kind of
spoke
sucked.
to
They
you
didn't
at
know how
that
to
church?
fix it.
Yeah, it's
Well, they
very,
did.
very complicated. Very complicated.
Yeah, we were told to come here for a second opinion. Actually, the other church sent us over here and said that you guys are much better at identifying that stuff than they are. I find that hard to believe.
I find it very hard to believe they said that. We don't even though we both serve Io, we don't really get along with that, well,
What's
pompous
their deal?
high priest over there. This is the church where most of the people come. A few of the elite go to the other one when the high priest bothers to open the doors to welcome the faithful in. I don't really understand what they're doing over there.
They're living in their little apartments over there. In the big brown door.
Yeah.
But,
So can you check us out and let us know?
yeah, can we
Well,
get a spell
Well,
cast on
the-
us or so?
the healer is very busy because we have all these travelers coming in and they have the injuries and fatigues of the road. But I can have someone see you in a little bit. Just sit over here, and he points over to some sort of benches and whatnot. And
Yeah, Justin,
there's a lot of people there.
just don't cough on too many people because it could be very contagious. So just stay over here.
To
All
try to
right, so
clear out the bench, get a little more space.
I start coughing
yeah.
too. Wait, did you just cough on me too? Oh, I'm starting to cough.
Rag will sit on the other
Uh,
side of the bench and tip it over.
Falls on his butt.
Falls down.
So
Makes
while
a
you're
big
sitting there,
slam of the noise.
Sorry.
they rush in a person on a litter who was essentially run over by a wagon and clearly has some broken bones because things go the wrong way. There's a bone poking out of the skin.
Baker.
They're definitely in a extreme scenario.
I think
You
he's
have
Baker.
flashbacks to your combat experience.
I like jump up, open up my vestments, and pull out a healer's kit and go, "Watch how famous this healer is!" and hand it to Justin.
Take one out, stab him in the chest with it.
Clear.
And you can see the person who was injured starts to heal some of the wounds, not completely.
8.
Oh, but then you do a full on heal.
No, that's his healer's kit.
That's the healer
That's the
feat.
healer's kit now.
Holy
That's
smokes!
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's the
He's
healer's
better.
feat.
It's better than a
Bam.
healing potion.
He's better than the cleric.
And
What
you
are you
get
talking about?
10 for 5
It's
gold.
based, and it's also based on the person you're healing, so it might be one less.
Right.
Yeah.
There, I
you-
burned a
you
charge of the
patch him
healer's kit.
right up. And Father Thaler comes over and, well, thank you, sirs. Person was in great need, and you filled the need through the blessings of Io, and
He
kind of
was
rambles on
Baker.
about
How
religious
did a
shit.
syringe fix broken bones?
The faster this person is taken care of, the sooner we can be seen.
Yeah. So with that, you have accelerated your place in line, and a different priest, not the father, comes over, does his sort of casting spell on you, on all of you, because he didn't quite have the detail, and then says, "Oh, I see the two of you do have this curse. It's beyond my ability to repair. Um, but I do have some insight to the ritual that's needed and the potion. Hold on, let me go get something." And he goes off to some part of the temple and comes back, and he gives you a scroll. And the scroll has, more complete instructions than what you got out of the library, like, muddle it, turn the bowl 3 times, kind of thing. So it gives you pretty detailed instructions of how to make the potion, more so than what you got from the library. It's more like a thing an alchemist would use, like so many drams of this and blah 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 kind of thing, right? It does have a list of all the ingredients. There's some mundane ingredients that are needed as well. The 3 special ingredients that you already learned about are noted as well, and how much is needed. You also learn that the star thistle has to be fresh. And so you kind of think maybe you need to harvest that one last if you go off and get ingredients, if you were to forage for them yourself. But the other ones just need to be well preserved, but don't have to be particularly fresh to be potent. And it does talk about the fact that The best way to use the potion is when you are at the waxing moon, the new moon. So right the day before it goes from, one sliver of moon to the new moon is the best day to perform the ritual, and use the potion to cure. And you want to do it at night before you go to sleep. So you got
So
some additional
Justin
detail.
will ask their healer during this doctor's visit, probably when he's like knuckle deep. Since you know about this festival that's coming up in like a week, and you obviously deal with medicinal herbs and such, do you know if any of these ingredients are going to be available during the festival and where we may be able to find good quality medicinal herbs?
Interesting. Yes, let me see. So the the star thistle you can find out in the countryside here. You don't need to buy it. You can just go forage for it. The dreamshade fern, that's probably the trickiest one. I'm fairly certain you'll find mana pool water at the fair. The dreamshade fern is not really used for most day-to-day things. It's kind of a little trippy, like because it's if you just eat it, it gives you really strange dreams. So some people like to take it for psychedelic use, I guess is the way I'd put it. But I'm fairly mana pool water will definitely be available in the fair. I think the Dreamshade Fern will be the hard ingredient to go get, and of course
Maybe
the other mundane ingredients will all be available.
maybe somebody that deals in like poisons and drugs.
Well, there are some herbalists who come. I mean, there's all kinds. So the fair has magicians, enchanters. You know, people come from all around. The fair only happens every 2 years, so it's not an everyday event by any means. And so it's quite the special thing when it happens. And the town's very busy as a result, but all manner of goods can be found for sure at the fair. So you may stand good chance to find it.
If we were actually, not lucky enough to find it in the fair and stuff, is there a known location that we should start heading towards if we had to go
Um,
pick it?
yes. Let me go get my map. I can show you where the region where it would be. I can't give you a specific place, of course, but I can show you where it might be in Panovo. It's not close. Let me go find my Panovo map. Stand by. I'm looking for something. So you would probably have to go towards Two Moon Lake, and Wildberg. There's a couple of steep hills near Wildberg um, that may have it, but you would definitely find it in the Oozing Grove, which is further to the west.
What kind of travel time are we talking, roughly? Like there and back?
2 or 3 weeks.
That's a pretty long time without any sleep.
Yes.
Maybe there's something that could help in the meantime, like some cough drops or something.
Nightmare drops. There is NyQuil. No.
What if
I
the
have a
sleep spell
proposal.
is cast upon a person and they're just simply not disturbed?
You might want to go back to the university and research alternate remedies that were used. It didn't come up in the research that you did. You sort of got the sense of there were very few things that really worked.
But there are ways to ease it so that way you basically reset the clock, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Justin will have an offer for the healer. Be like, if you can help us reset the clock until the festival is here, and you provide me with a healer's kit, I'll come every day and help you out with healing duties and first aid. And like, I'm not as talented with the magical part as you are, but I can definitely treat some wounds and help some people out. You just saw me take care of a guy. Um, like it,
Yeah.
all we ask is to kind of help help us sleep at night, at least until
Duties
the fair.
Duties will step right up next to Justin and put his arm around his shoulder and said, I totally will help this gentleman and make sure he gets over here to do all these duties for you.
Okay.
And
I think we've
smile.
come to an arrangement. So father the father says, yes, I think we can work with that arrangement. Um, we'll have a lot of people who are arriving for the festival, and inevitably there's accidents and dangers that happen on the road, and people need healing. So I think that could be very useful.
Like I said, I'm not so great on the magical part, but I could definitely help with basic healing and stuff, and you know, let the heavier stuff go to the main heal.
Yes, yes, and I definitely will make sure I get up a little bit before you do and make you breakfast before you head over here. Absolutely.
No, not like you can't cast spells or anything, right?
No, but duties is above that.
Oh,
As long as they
you would.
provide the healer kit supplies, like I have no problem stabbing people in the chest.
Fourth level, I'm definitely taking the healer's feet. make me,
It's fucking
make
awesome.
me. I'm just gonna quit taking levels in cleric after that and take levels in fighter. Then I'm better
Because
cleric
Yes.
at
if the
the healer's
barbarian
feet.
goes down, it's just like, 1 hit point, one
Plus, I
hit
get to
point, one.
add like by then I'll get to add like 6 points of healing to it because of
It
my
costs you money
preserve
though. There's a
life.
reason why I only have 2.5 gold.
Yeah, I did just spend
Just
5 gold
money.
on one. They're a little bit cheaper
Right.
than potions of healing though.
That is true.
So the church, we're going back to the library, or are we gonna go like what time of day is it by now?
It's like midday. It's time for lunch. Actually, no, wait. You went to it's late afternoon, like 3, 4 o'clock, something like that.
So
Okay.
duties doesn't really have anything else he needs to do other than maybe go change out of his vestments. I think that's where Dudious would want to go back to the cottage to change. And then
Okay.
go.
You want to head back to your
Yeah,
Well, I
but
know
place?
Greg
maybe
wanted to find a spot to sell those gems.
we can also inquire about maybe booking passage to the land of the Fern. What? Where? Is there a river that gets us there?
Well, yes, sort of.
I mean, we
Um,
don't have the money right now to book passage, but we can at least like see if there's a ship going that way in the next month or so.
yeah. So the river actually connects Star Lake to Two Moons Lake. Um, and so it goes from Clearwind to Greyhurst to Felt to Rasburg, and then across the lake you can get to Wildberg, um, which is the general area where you were suggested that the fern might be found.
What? Does anyone in the party have any like sailing abilities that we could like
You can
rent a
book
ship
passage
or
on a ship
something?
if you had money.
Well, we could
Like there's
pay for it,
there's
but
regular
might be
Yeah,
cheaper if we had our own little sailboat or something.
maybe,
Well,
maybe.
But
Justin over the
if
next
someone has to
couple
know how to sail it though.
Justin over the next couple weeks is going to be working up some good karma with some people that are coming in and going to be leaving the area, so I could figure out who's coming and going in those directions, helping them out, getting some good karma, listening to the rumor mill, seeing what ingredients are there. So Justin's basically going to try to be, he's helping so that way we can sleep at night, but also trying to pick up some information for the group to help out in that aspect.
Sounds good. What you do learn is that the river moves from Clearwind towards Rasberg because Clearwind is at a higher elevation, and so essentially, Star Lake drains into Two Moon Lake, although not rapidly. But there is, essentially a navigable river that connects the two lakes. It's not wide, so it's for smaller boats. But between Clearwind and Greyhurst, the river's quite large, and so you have bigger ships that go across. But from Greyhurst to Felk to Rasberg, it's more like river ferry type boats. Barges with paulmen who push it along and kind of thing. Um,
Huckleberry Finn.
exactly. Something like that.
What about Rag? What does Rag need in town?
Rag doesn't need much. He's just looking for more adventure. So he's happy to accompany you guys as you guys are searching for plants.
Lance.
I mean, he doesn't get it. He has no clue what is all is involved in this scientific learning brain stuff. But he's happy to help out.
You could always see if the Adventurers Guild has a herb gathering.
Yeah, yeah. We can rank up F to E.
So Dudius is going to introduce Rag to a little condiment called honey.
Rag's
Okay.
gonna very quickly become addicted.
It's a trap. Ooh, this is good. You got more of that?
Don't put your whole paw in there. Don't. You, all
My
right, just
paw is
take
my
the whole
face.
thing. Just take the whole thing. Then quit calling me Piglet.
That one
Okay,
time. That
Digger.
one time. All right. I think we're at a good spot to stop.
A good spot to stop. I think it was
At
a
least for
good.
today.
It was a good trip into Clearwind tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've only wandered around maybe a tenth of what is actually in the
There's
city.
quite a bit in the city.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a big city. So you've got about a week, let's say 8 days until the fair starts proper. People are starting to arrive, of course, because, overland travel or travel across the lake is always somewhat unpredictable. So a few people try to get there early and also get the best spots. But so you
We're
got
getting
about
sleep.
you're sleeping, you're getting restored. You're not having your best sleep, but you are sleeping. You definitely, some of you, every once in a while you have a nightmare. You find if you have the nightmare a few nights in a row, you're way more wiped out. But you haven't got to the point where you're catching exhaustion levels. But you feel that if it remained unaddressed and you didn't get your restorations, that you would be exhausted.
I think Dudius has an idea, and he wants to set up a little tent down near the fairgrounds and help
Okay.
the people out at the fairgrounds and get to know them.
Oh,
And he's going to be offering his clerical services. And for
There you go.
entertainment, he has a dancing bear. I don't
Who loves,
In a tutu.
who loves pizza?
With fleas.
know. And a TT.
So you have to rent a space in the fair. It's not expensive. It's a few coppers. And then you gotta get a tent. You don't have a tent. Conceptually, it sounds good. You could go get a tent, but you don't have one.
We'll use bed sheets for now until we get
Couple
enough
poles
money.
and some bed sheets. Go
Yeah.
super low rent. Yeah.
And
Like, what kind of healer are you?
like one of the bar stools out of the cottage or something. And the low,
You make a pretty ghetto tent, but you have a little ghetto healer's tent now.
just some like a piece of wood with a sign on it, healing.
Healing price is negotiable. Yeah.
Clerical, I don't know. But yeah, this is a good spot. We're gonna see who's out there to go raid. Let's see who's raiding. Who's raid worthy? Raid worthy. Nobody? What?
Quiet Saturday night then.
It is pretty late on a Saturday night. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will pick this up again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Run this
But
game again.
Tuesday at 8, Curse of Strahd right here, and then this Friday is Caesarea, DM Atakiri DMing it, and then Saturday, I think we're still on for Robin DMing Dragonlance, but I don't know.
We'll get confirmation, yeah.
But yeah, so plenty to watch out there. And all you guys out there in chat that's been hanging out, Bane and all you guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Are you making your
everybody.
custom Strahd? Yes, Strahd is due to show up soon. Again. He showed up like 3 times in the party, just didn't know it. He just don't know it. No, I don't know. But hey, we're out of here. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Good gaming.
Yeah, he's a Hydrostrad. He's got multiple heads. You chop one head off and 2 grow in its place. See you guys.
Hail Hydra.